Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I just wanted to do a follow-up video to that video I did, the Happy New Year's kinda video, which was talking about my experience coming out of Redding, California earlier today. And yeah, it was a bit disturbing. If you haven't watched the video, you should check it out because this is the follow-up video to that. So I just kind of wanted to add to that a little bit. So I made it home safely. Uh, like I said in the last video, the roads had a lot of snow and ice for a long ways. Not so much coming into Redding, but just those roads were good. But um, coming through Eastern Oregon and all that. So, but anyway, let's just dive in. As you can see, before we dive into the negativity, let's take a look at these real quick and be reminded of what we're supposed to be spreading: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. Just a few of the fruits of the Holy Spirit. So, um, yeah. So just to recap, I was a bit disturbed when I came through Redding. Got a hotel room there last night, and just the vibe, like I was getting just people, like I said, kind of almost had like these. A lot of people I saw were just. I've seen, the goth look or whatever before, but it was like everybody either had that look that I saw or encountered, or they kind of had that feel, like that suppressed feel I talked about, the suppression or the spirits. I think, okay, let me say this real quick. I think demons have different things that they do. So like there's demonic, they kind of have different jobs, I believe. And this is something you can check out for yourself, but it's just observation. I've noticed, like, I think one of the most common things that we see, we don't see it because you can't see demonic spirits, but the result of, or the most common thing that we see is oppression, the demons of oppression, and they bother us born again believers a lot too. But I think they're the most common kind, and certainly the most common when I look around at people, and kind of when I get a vibe of when they're kind of under something. That seems to be the most common uh, type, is the oppressive type, and I believe those are like the maintenance type. Those are the type that sort of maintain a person. Now, if a person starts to get out of line, then you got to have the demonic entities of delusion or self-righteousness, or all different other kinds too. But I just think the oppressive demonic forces, those, I don't know what you call them, kind of like once a person's subdued, once Satan's got a person subdued, I believe that those are the most common spirits that are on top of people. So anyway, that being said, let's jump in to when I was coming out of Redding. I thought I was seeing things for a minute. I didn't have time to take my camera and videotape it, but as I was going up the hill and all the burns and all that, like I said, it looks like a hellscape out there. And literally, as I get to the top, I see, just before Whiskey Town Lake, there's this big building with a big white banner on it. It says Hell's Angels. And it was just struck me so. It wasn't just the fact that they were so blatant, Hell's Angels. I mean, huge banner on it. I could probably show you a picture. I might be able to look up a picture, but just, you can look it up. I'm just going to read an article. I got an article about it. It's, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. But this huge banner, and so it wasn't just the blatancy of it and all of that. That was bad enough. I mean, I just come out of getting that weird vibe coming up out of Redding. I'm telling you, this was just the whole thing was just, it had an effect. And I said on the other video, am I kind of losing it here or what? The vibes here are just, I've been getting weird vibes throughout everywhere, honestly, but I'm just going to specifically talk about this instance. So I get up there, I see that, and I pass it. Didn't have time to take a picture or nothing. But like I said, what really stuck with me was the placement of where it was. So you have Reading down here, right? Big, you know, the big town of Reading, and you're coming out of Reading like this, and as you're cresting up to get to Whiskeytown Lake. But it was like as if it's almost like Satan had taken this and just placed it right on top of the town of Reading, like staking a claim. That's just how it felt and looked, you know. It's like it just like he stuck his stake in the ground. This is my city. Boom. And that I definitely, yeah, that was what that was. It was definitely was that. And I don't think I'm reading too much into this here. So, and it says, and I'll read you the article because I looked it up. Hell's Angels, this is on Reddit. Hell's Angels growing presence in Reading. So he says, I don't know. I don't know who said this. Oh, nice. Posted by Condoms Are Baggy. Oh, great. Wow, I don't know. Anyways, this is what he says. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or what. I'm sure many others have always known that there was a Hell's Angel clubhouse going out to Whiskeytown Lake. I know drugs have always been around, but it seems like a growing amount of people are using cocaine in Reading in the last couple of years. At the same time, the Hell's Angel clubhouse has gotten bigger and now more bold because you can't drive to Whiskeytown Lake now without seeing Hell's Angels on the clubhouse building. Local law enforcement seems to turn their head about the clubhouse too, especially when they had their wide open cannabis, and he puts in quotation marks, smoke sesh, like smoke session, and parentheses, open market for selling. Some people grow weed to trade for other drugs to sell to make a profit. Imagine if we had a active Bloods or Crips gang in the area. People would lose their SHIT. Why does Hell's Angels get a free pass in this town? And this guy, I'm assuming by his username, Condoms Are Baggy, is not probably, I'm assuming, not a believer. I don't think, but obviously he's, let's see. Yeah, he's expressing some concern here, and then there's another one below it. And these are kind of like these comments. It's just weird how people are about this. Another guy says it's multi-shot. I don't know what that means. I'll be honest with you. They've been here for decades. LOL. It's like why is that LOL? I don't know. Reading is a central hub to all distribution points going north, south, east, and west. They're extremely active in the community and always have been. No exaggeration. Okay. Yeah, all right. I mean, I could read more, but you kind of get the point here. So, yeah, it's disturbing. It's disturbing what we're seeing. It's kind of just like darkness is sweeping over the earth, and just almost seems, well, I mean, in some ways it's unstoppable, but it's like I say, we can do damage control, which is getting the gospel to as many people as we can. So I had something else I wanted to talk about, just real quick. What was the other thing? It was I should have wrote it down. Dang it. It was okay, well, look, just real quick, like, I have definitely seen more out in the open demonic type stuff, and now I just remembered what I was going to tell you guys. So I just watched something on YouTube, and it was a video about, it was like, you know how people put out those kind of informative stuff. Some believers put out informative stuff, and so it was just about this pastor who was endorsing this Satan Club, because the Satan Club wanted to come to this school and have an after school program, and their argument was, well, we're not gonna give any doctrine to the kids, and besides that, we don't really actually believe in Satan. We just think he's a mythical figure, but we like his independent and critical thinking attitude. It was their kind of explanation. Well, we don't really believe in Satan. It was the Church of Satan, that's right. And we don't really believe in him, but we just think he's basically a good example, a mythical figure, but a good example for people. That was the Church of Satan's argument, and they had their spokesperson and everything, that they constitutional right. Okay, so that's pretty whacked out, right? But this pastor was endorsing it, saying, well, yeah, they have a right to be there too, constitutionally, etc., etc. I mean, it's like, I'm blown away when I see stuff like this. How do pastors condone? I mean, it doesn't get more blatant than that. If you're supporting or getting behind the Church of Satan, it's not more blatant than that. I mean, I guess I can't see any pastor, no matter, I mean, I think he thought he was hip or something and open-minded and cool. It was just like, come on, man, get it together. It's just like, get a backbone. It's not cool to back up blatant evil. It's not cool to promote or back up or support blatant evil in any way, shape, or form. It shouldn't be for any believer. Should not want to or promote. I mean, do we stumble or whatever? Yeah, but do we want to back up or promote open evil and say, yeah, that's the way to go? No, I don't. No. And then one last thing before I end was I watched a kids movie on Netflix, or I thought it was a kids movie. I thought, I want to find something nice and enjoyable and something that's not, freaking crazy. And they had well, I picked the wrong thing, because they had the new Pinocchio out, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. This thing was crazy demonic. I mean, it was essentially, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of this movie. It was essentially, if you watch it now, those of you who watched it, or some of you should watch it, because this is a kids movie and you should know what's in some of these. It had this thing where the bomb comes through a church roof, and there's a wooden Jesus that Geppetto had made. Well, the bomb blows up Pinocchio right by the wooden Jesus. The implication is basically, I mean, they're not flat out saying it, they're basically saying that God, essentially, I mean, it's the bomb coming through the roof or whatever, but Pinocchio, as a real boy, dies right beside this wooden statue, a big wooden statue of Jesus. Okay, now it gets even freaking weirder. He's brought back to life by this full-on demonic entity. I mean, full-on. This thing is full-on. It's got the, I mean, you'd have to go see it. Like, oh, hold on just a minute. I mean, it's so bad, I'm gonna look it up for you. Let's see if I can find, just hold on there, guys. Gonna go, picture of the life-giving, I don't know if this will get me there, force in the new Pinocchio. I can't, Pinocchio movie. Hopefully it'll get me there. Let's see if it does. Nah, yeah, it's... Okay, well, here's... It's, so it's called Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Yeah, it's full on, basically strongly themed, showing essentially, if you're paying attention, God kills him and the demonic entity raises him back to life. And throughout the movie, he keeps dying and the demonic entity keeps raising him back to life. So go check, I mean, just for knowing how crazy stuff is out there and knowing, like, to be informed for those of you, you know, just, I think we need to kind of know what's happening and know, like, there's no safety. You can't just turn the stuff on for your kids. Like, it's full on. It's out there. It's not like when I was younger, when I think this stuff's the demonic stuff's always been around, but now it's like the mask is off, the gloves are off. It's all coming out now, guys. I mean, I don't, I'm not imagining this. I mean, I know what it was like before. Even 5 years ago, it was not like this. Even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was not like this. This stuff is full on coming out, full on demons on screen, kids movies, full on. So yeah, just be aware of what's out there, guys. It's getting ugly. Yeah, it definitely is. So anyway, but this is what we have, and we have the Holy Spirit. We have God is bigger than all of this, and we have Him on our side. So let's get lead as many people to Christ as possible, and help them to grow in the Holy Spirit, and that's what we're here for. All right, guys. God bless you. Catch you on the next video.